Okay, we're live. Okay.
What's happening, KG? What's happening? How you
Is
doing?
anything different? I feel like we got a little feedback from you. You do something different today?
Nah, I got my headphones on. You can't
Okay.
hear me?
Maybe just okay. Hey, Instagram. I posted we're doing a live show right now, but it's actually on Facebook and YouTube. So come to Facebook and YouTube for the live show after show with Zach Boog. You already know what video we're talking about. You already know we're talking about Terrence. So come to Facebook or YouTube. It's not going to stream on Instagram. That's my apologies. I should have made that clear. But we're streaming right now on Facebook and YouTube. So come over there. Come to the YouTube platform or the Facebook platform. Kendra G Media on both. Well, you'll be able to find it. All right. I see you guys right now. We're live. So come hurry up. Okay. Come hurry up. Come, come,
Bring your
come.
ass.
Um, thank you for filling in for me last week. Child.
Yes. Oh God.
The ladies love you, child. They want me to quit my job and give it to you.
No,
Say in
they
the
don't.
comments. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. We like when
K-
Zach Bug posts. Let me read it.
Kendra, Kendra, let me tell you something about the cousins. They say all that, and then I get on there, they just look at me. We not even, ain't nobody coming on. They just want to look at me. They no.
Oh, that's only what it is. The ladies just want to look
They,
at you.
they just be sitting there.
It's something because I'm gonna read. I'm not making it up. Let me make sure that okay, I see us on YouTube. Let me make sure we're on Facebook too. Um, are we on Facebook? Okay, we're on Facebook too. No, while we're waiting for the people to come into the room, I'm not lying to you.
Nah,
Um,
they playing. They are sitting on there playing.
what?
They play in my face
Hey,
all day.
Boo, love it. Here it is. Love it when Zach is here. Ooh,
You
fact.
forgot.
Zach don't be playing with these people. Me
You
too. Let me go to the one. Oh, they really like the one that was on vacation in the cruise, child. Ooh, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up.
she
Um,
had that
um,
lady, that
I
poor
really like
lady.
when Zach hosts. He has a calm demeanor and a way of asking questions that allows people to open up. He got to the bottom of this quick, and he's right. Everything is an abuse. Plus, we should always have our own money and resources when dating. Wisdom is sorely lacking in our community. Ooh. This interview, this interview shows how good of a host Zach is. Ooh. I can hear the heart eyes when they type him. Absolutely, Zach. If you are broke, stay home.
Yes.
Ooh. Zach is naturally funny. Ooh. Zach asking, what is the financial abuse with his money?
Mm-mm.
That was funny. We should have did
Mm-mm.
that.
I
You
ain't
did do
playing
a
with
good
you.
job. You did a great job on that interview. But
She was crazy. She said he threw the remote. He was just sick of you. He was like, God, here. She went and told everybody he was abusing her.
no, but I really like when she said he was financially abusive. But whether men know it or not, this is a new term. Like I have a lawyer friend who said that he was doing a case and the wife was trying financial abuse. So I wonder if this is
Yeah.
gonna be the new angle that
No,
he
I think you can, but the way you don't get financially abused is just have your own money. Like you shouldn't be going anywhere where you can't get no water or you can't get Wi-Fi if you wanted to. That's crazy to me. She didn't have no money on her. She was like, I ain't got no money. I was like, well, you put yourself in a very dangerous situation where you have to go do whatever he said. You can't just be like, you know what, I'm going home. You can't say that.
no, but you
That's
had a lot of
scary.
good points. You were like, isn't it a free buffet on a cruise? Didn't
It
he buy
was it was food there. She makes it like she couldn't eat.
and then she couldn't buy water. Then it was like she couldn't. Then I was reading the comments. If you don't, we're not doing this video today. We're about to do Terrence. But then someone said she didn't have. She could have used the Wi-Fi to call her daughter or to call home.
But she used the Wi-Fi to call the dating show.
To call the show. But either way, no. I don't know what's happening when you're live, but in the comment section when I post your highlight videos, who they be boo loving over some Zach Bush.
Well, thank you, Lord. Thank you. I love y'all. I love y'all.
All right, so I'm not
So,
sure how much time we have, so let me get right into it. I don't think you saw this, guest. Did you see anything of Terrence?
I have not seen Terrence yet. I saw the clip, but I haven't watched him.
Okay, so good. I kind of like sometimes when you watch it in real time. So Clarence. Terrence is the only video we're gonna do today. He is the man that was once on the show, and he's drunk. He's gonna tell me from the top he's drunk, and he has a lot to get off his chest. So we wanted to hear Zach Boog's perspective.
He came on your show drunk.
Oh yeah, drunk and drinking at the same time. So this is Terrence. So let's just start with Terrence.
Late now.
Ooh, ooh. Terrence, you ready?
Man, shit, let's go. Let's go.
All right, Terrence, look in the camera. This your first time here?
No, I coming back. I'm giving you an update. I think I came on here like 3 months ago, and I came on here on some humble, grown man, straightforward, integrity, moral shit, and people beat me up in the comments saying I gotta be gay. I should look for a man because I don't want a woman who wear makeup and fake hair and all this other shit. Here, tonight you caught me with 3 bourbons in. So I'm gonna give you the real brother perspective because I get tired when I come on here and I see our Black men and our demographic. I'm 51. I just had a birthday.
Okay. When was your birthday?
April 5th. I'm an Aries all day. Fire sign, we rule the world. Let's go. I done let my beard grow out. I ain't even shave my hair today. You can see the LeBron the whole time. Let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
But let me tell you something though. Here's what I'm going to say respectfully, and I'm going to say this respectfully before your audience out there, Kendra. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't want you to take this the wrong way or the right way.
Hold on, real quick. Get into the middle of the camera.
I'm not in the middle. Right about
there we go. Here we go. That's good. Okay.
Okay. So respectfully, and I've been Kevin Samuels before I even knew who Kevin Samuels was. Clean dress. I'm a 1974 baby. Earth, Wind, and Fire. All that. Cadillac driving. The whole nine. Go to work. Go to school. Educated. Come from a single family home. Raised by strong women. Never knew who my father was. Wanted different my whole life. Was married. Got married twice. Met my first 2 wives on my first ship in the military. God will show me what it was. I was married for 20 years till my wife went to heaven. Got 2 beautiful daughters. Got my son out of wedlock. And here's the thing where I'm at 51. I'm a grown man who's lived a life, never wanted a woman, nothing more from love. But when I came on your show the first time, let me tell you something about me being a red man, something that light-skinned people go through their entire life. I got thick alligator skin. You ain't gonna hurt my pride at all by that because we have our own battles. But these women and men on your page, oh, you don't like this because you got preference, you got morals, you got integrity, you want a woman of substance. I have had great many chats with women after that thing now. But let me tell you something what women do. They fizzle out because what women in our culture, what they don't want to do,
God damn, just say it.
For more so effort. I'm 51. Any woman on this demographic, they beat me up because I said, oh, how you want a woman who's in her 30s or 40s and that you want their children to be graduating high school and everything else. Because what I'm not going to come into and what most men ain't going to do when they come on your page and tell you, I ain't going to raise your problems. That you had babies with men that you shouldn't have babies with. Now you want great men to come in here and be exception and clean up your mess. I'm going to tell you right now at 51 on what I'm not going to do. And I don't have to do. And men my age and our demographic, what we don't have to do is pick you. Let me tell you something. I went to the Happy Massage place day for $130. That lady rubbed me down for an hour and a half, gave me a happy tug ending. I'm good for the next 3, 4, 5 days.
Hold on, what did he say?
85
right there. So I reminded, but he said he went to a happy massage and the woman rubbed him down. So basically, he paid a woman to rub him down, and he's sexually pleased for the next 5 days or so. So I can rewind it because I'm going to pause it again, but I want you to hear what he says after that because it's a package deal, and then I'm going to bring you in to some of the stuff. Okay, so let me just be quiet because I want you to hear it. And then I'm going to stop it after he says the next big shebang.
That you had babies with men that you shouldn't have babies with. Now you want great men to come in here and be exception and clean up your mess. I'm going to tell you right now at 51 on what I'm not going to do, and I don't have to do. And men my age and our demographic, what we don't have to do is pick you. Let me tell you something. I went to the Happy Massage place day for $130. That lady rubbed me down for an hour and a half, gave me a happy tug ending. I'm good for the next 3, 4, 5 days. I bring in $8,500 a month. I could do that twice a week and be happy, and it's cheaper than dating a black woman. I ain't got to pay for hair, nails, deal with your bills, deal with your kids, deal with your BS. And there's a lot of men in your life doing the same thing. You just don't know he doing it.
I'm going to pause right there. Woo, child. So you already see where we going with Terrence at.
Terrence is on fire. Okay. He came out the gate on fire.
Good.
I do agree with what he's saying about him being 51 and not wanting to raise kids again. Basically what he said he doesn't want to do. I think once you hit that age, you kind of should have that right. And that's men and women. If taking care of your kids, you've raised your kids and you're getting back out there in the dating market and you're done with that aspect of your life, I don't think you should have to go back. You should be able to make that choice. So I'm not mad at him saying he don't want to raise nobody else's kids at 51 years old. I get it. Them ain't your kid. Just get you a woman that either doesn't have any children and doesn't want any, or get you a woman that got grown kids. Perfectly fine. Okay.
2 things I want to say. This is probably because it's gonna, there were things like you. I agreed with Terrence to a certain degree. But first thing I want to get this out there. Terrence was married. His wife passed away. So a lot of people were saying he's 51, single. He's single because his wife passed away. And now he's back on the dating scene. And as we know, he was married for a certain amount of years. He cared for his wife during her sick days. Because his first interview, I really liked Terrence. I thought that he was a good gentleman, a good guy. I love that he cared for his wife until the end. And then this interview, child, he just came back spitting.
He on that yak.
Yeah. Only thing I would say to this, Zach, and I stand by this, because men scream what you don't gotta do. Like Terrence is screaming, he don't gotta do this, he don't gotta do that. Then why are you upset and calling Kendra G? Like you should have the girl or just be happy in the magnitude of the confinement of what you have. But in the truth of the matter, you're really not happy. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't be calling me with so much anger. Like I stand by the man who has the woman that they want. They in the comment section all day going off of other women. They busy with the woman. A$AP Rocky is never on my page. You know why? Because he got Rihanna. He don't give a shit what I say, what another woman say. He got the baddest woman. He happy. He's satisfied. He did what he had to do. So the only thing that makes me wonder is if you truly are happy and you're okay with what's going on, why are you calling me with so much anger?
I think from what I've seen so far, I think that he was saying he is looking, but within that look, he's disqualifying people that he don't want to talk to. Just like we do with any other questions, from preference to weight, height, money that people make. You know what I'm saying? We got our qualifiers. I think he was saying he just didn't want to raise nobody else kids from what I've seen so far.
No, that's absolutely true. But then that also means you need a childless 30-year-old woman who wants to date you back. See, this is the part that I think.
Nah, but why she gotta be 30? He's 51.
He said he wants somebody in their 30s. Like that's what, like he was saying, because this is the second time around. I don't even have a problem with the guy's age preference, but I hope y'all watching the news and see what happened when Diddy went 20 years younger and see.
No.
Listen, it's your life. You can do what you want with it. I really don't care. Like I seriously don't care. But
here's the thing with going younger. The truth of the matter is, Kendra, when you go younger and you're an older man, you got to understand that she might want a child. You know what I'm saying? And you got to lock in. So look at who's an example? Mike Epps. Mike Epps is an example. He went about 20 years younger, but he got that little baby. You know what I'm saying? 2 kids. Like when that's the risk, men, that we have to realize. Like if you decide to go younger, and you lock in and you decide to marry a younger woman who doesn't have children yet, she might want kids. And then that's your responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to give her what she wants because, you know what I'm saying, you're a husband.
That's
So
true.
that's your responsibility. So you might have to start over.
Okay. Or if you have the money, you might got to accept that she might have sex with somebody else and you just don't know it. Women talk too. Like, I think that.
What? I don't have to accept that.
Well, no, you're not going to know about it. You're going to be paying for it. She's going to tell you. You think the woman going to tell the man that's financing her lifestyle that she's not being pleased sexually by, that she's getting beat down by a big, like a guy who can give her good sex? You're never going to find that out. She's
I don't want to know.
No, these are just things that women talk amongst their own circles.
Okay. I'm like Mario Winans.
But overall, let's talk about Mike Epps is a multi-millionaire comedian, famous. He was able to pull that off. And I think that unless you're equivalent to like a Mike Epps, because I feel like, okay, before we keep going on our feelings, let's go back to Terrence. We come back to add these in. Terrence gonna give us enough to talk about.
See, tonight you caught the other perspective to the first version that you saw me when I wanted to be on some humble and mature man integrity. Because see, women nowadays, they don't want the nice guy. They don't want Ralph Transfont. They don't want Babyface. No. I can tell you last time I made love to Maxwell, but I can tell you last time I fucked a little dirt. Real talk. Here, let me tell you something right now. Don't let it fool you. Man, we play the game. Steve Harvey wrote a book for women to follow by. You know all what men did? We just became chameleons, started taking you to barbecues. Mama gonna lie for us regardless. Big Granny been lying to us for years. They really don't like you. But see, you've been lying to these women.
Hold on, pause.
You've been lying.
Wait, hold on.
I own your ass tonight.
You're not lying to her.
I
now
see
listen.
you on that little show with Tasha G.
Serious.
And you want to talk about these women. Let me tell you something, Kendra. Let me tell you something.
Serious. We can have a dialogue. I don't mind you disagreeing with some of the things that I've said. I don't mind hearing your perspective. But just like I gave you the courtesy to say what you had to say, you're gonna talk to me with respect, okay? So I can bring you back, but one thing that we are going to agree to on my platform, you're gonna talk to me with respect. You can disagree, you can do that, but you're gonna talk to me with respect. I'm not gonna allow you to talk to me in a disrespectful manner on my show. That won't be allowed. So are we on board? We're on board? Okay, we're on board. Hold on, we're on board.
All right, okay. I apologize.
So now I'm going to give you the floor. In what ways have I been lying to women?
First of all, let me tell you something. When you go across your feed and your audience, you got majority of these women asking for things they ain't never had in their life.
So real quick, pause. Say right there. How is that my fault?
What's that got to do with you?
It's not your fault, but you leave the perspective that it's okay to believe your own lie. You tell so many lies that they become truth.
Well, no, pause. What I do is, what I've always said, I give the platform. I created a platform for people to reach out if you fit that category. Okay. And hold on, I'm gonna let you continue. So there have been times when I have challenged. I'm gonna let you continue. Let me finish. Okay. I got you. There have been times when I have challenged women on their requests. I mean, everybody knows this, and they have said it. I have challenged men. I have challenged women. But at the end of the day, the world is going to tell you what it is, because the guy's either going to reach out to you or the woman's going to reach out to you. So I'm not going to. You can't say I'm lying to the women because I'm just sharing my platform. Now, what do you want to say?
I'm present. Teacher, do I have a right to speak now?
Yes. What do you want to say?
Let me tell you something about majority of your demographic people who are there. They ain't never been out there 90-mile radius. They ain't never been subject, have been exposed to more than what they know out there 90-mile radius. Majority of people, when you watch your platform, women are here wishing upon a star for something they never had. The man who came in him have never had it, but now they want it. Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
So listen, I'm not gonna.
I wanna say.
I wanna.
Yeah. What you gonna say? Keep going.
No, I just want to say that to what he was saying about blaming you on the platform. It's like I think that you be the realest with women out here. You know what I'm saying? Like they be mad at you for giving women a hard time. They be like, if this was a woman, Kendra would go crazy. She giving the guys grace. You know what I'm saying? I think you give grace as you see fit. You know what I'm saying? Based off the totality of the situation, not more towards women or more towards men. And to say that you are leading these women to everybody get asked the same questions.
Everybody gets
so how am I leading somebody to anybody who comes on, I ask them the same questions that I asked you. So everybody has an even, you know what I'm saying, playing field when they come on this show. So I'm confused on that.
I stand on. I have haters who just want to just wake up and find a reason to be mad at Kendra G. It just kind of is what it is. But I'm always willing, and we're going to go into some other things that he talks about and we get to challenge. But what I would say with that is, see, what I always say is your preference is your preference, right? And Zach, even you said this, the market is going to come back and tell you what it is.
It's going to tell you.
But I have asked women, there's been women that says, he got to make 300K. And then I'll say, if you don't meet a man that makes 300K, are you okay with being single? And she'll say, yes. I can't do nothing with that. That's her life. like everyone has a right to their preferences. And then if I say, if the man you describe doesn't want you back, are you okay doing the rest of your life by yourself? And if her answer is yes, it is a fair answer. That's the end of the story. And yes, I want to say I have delusional women, but I feel like, and Terrence does not know this, he is a delusional man because he wants a certain woman that he cannot get, right? Because if you can get the woman that you can get, you would be with that woman. You wouldn't be begging for happy endings, okay? So the woman that is willing to align with you probably is a woman that has 5 kids that you don't want. Okay, so at some point in time, I don't know why this is a hard pill for some men to swallow, but every man can't get the girl that he wants. Why can't a man accept that?
Well, I think men accept that more than women do.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
Because we're the ones that usually are the ones shooting our shot. We're the ones that, initiate the relationship. We're the ones that propose. To Terrence thing, Terrence was married, right? You said, right? Mm-hmm. And his wife had passed away.
His wife passed away, yes.
So he was married to somebody that, gave him that, you know what I'm saying? Right. So he has had it, you know what I'm saying? I think he was saying that these women ain't never had what they are asking for in no aspect. Like, your baby daddy ain't this, you're this, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I want this type of guy.
Well, I think that, and again, that's why I said the first interview, I really enjoyed Terrence. I think he had a lot of great qualities. But what happened is now that Terrence is 51 and single in 2025, I think he had a real substance relationship with his wife that passed away. And now he's trying to find this substance again, but he wants it to be younger. He doesn't want a woman that has a certain amount of kids. And again, the woman that he's describing is a highly sought out woman. She's in shape, she's pretty, may not I'm not sure if you couldn't have no kids. I got to watch his first interview, but it was something with the kid category. He has grown kids from his wife that passed away. But I stand on, if the woman he wanted him back, there will be no conversation.
It wouldn't be no problem. I see what you're saying on that.
So the woman that is probably giving him the attention is the woman he's going to further explain that he does not want. So he will settle for happy endings in the meantime instead of a relationship, and that's fine too. But let's keep going. There's more. But I will stand on. I think there are a big portion of men online, because I will say this: the men in my comment section, and I have said this in my comment section, y'all are nothing like the men I know in real life. Like I just like for real, the men in my real life just don't act like this. Like I know my good life. Like even let's say they do have an opinion, but they're so happy they have no desire in someone's heart, right? It's like they have no desire to say, "Oh, you're out of weight and you got too many kids. No one's gonna want you." Because
now that is something. Now it's a lot of truth to that. A lot of like when you see guys trying to go out their way to tell women this, that, and that, you got to watch that. You know, because it's some insecurities that lie within that. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be asking for this. I don't care what you ask for. I wasn't gonna talk to you no way. So I don't care to down you either. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
No, I know the energy because, like I said, like, and you're one of the men in my real life. Like, I mean, you give truth, but you don't give it to like try to break someone's heart. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't care to do that.
Yeah, that's not your soul because you are happy in your life. You're thriving. You don't mind giving an educational moment that could probably help, but it's not like you don't take joy in. Listen, bitch, you got 17 kids. Somebody don't want your fat ass with you living on WIC. Like that's not the energy.
Yeah, I just mean you got to be nastier. The more kids you have, women, the nastier you got to be to that next man. That's the truth. See, the problem is y'all trying to come in here. You think you're supposed to get saved when you got a lot of kids. When you got a lot of kids, he already know you got a lot of kids. He know you having sex. He know it's good. But be the more for every child you have, the nastier you need to be. Take it up a level.
Zach.
That's how. If you want to get married, that's all I'm saying. Ooh, you gotta do something. You gotta do something so nasty that he turn around and be like, you know what? I don't care nothing about these kids. I am about to take this woman. This is my woman. I love her and them babies. Yes, the nastier you are.
Gotta be a freak.
Gotta be. Especially at the older and if you got if you got children, you gotta be nasty. Be nasty, and he'll be like, you know what? I like this. Inconsistent. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I wasn't expecting that, Zach. Okay.
I know that went left.
I disagree with you wholeheartedly. I think
you got women on here talking about they want a man who makes $250,000 when she barely made $65,000 before taxes.
But hold on,
you got women who've been driving Hondas their entire life, don't even know what it costs to pay an oil change or get brakes for a foreign car. Well, my last 3 cars have been foreign cars.
Okay,
but
hold on. We have to have a dialogue. So you have to let. I know you've been drinking, so I'm trying to get.
Whoa.
Hold on, Terrence. Listen.
Just because I had a bourbon or two.
Here's the deal. We can't talk over each other.
You're right.
Again, I want to say this. I'm going to allow you to express yourself. There's no problem there. But we have to have this back and forth convo. So one thing you just said, as a man, if a man has $250K, whether the woman has $65K or not, there's men who make more than that will wipe up a bottle girl who makes $20,000. So that money equation that you just said doesn't really align because on the flip side, I get women that make $250K and feel as though because they make $250K, they deserve the man that makes $250K. And as a man, you should know a man with that kind of money is not always worried about the salary. Terrence, you just want to talk. Let's listen, and you don't have to raise your hand. This is not classroom. What do you want to say?
Realistically, Kendra, let me tell you something. The most money I made in my life in these past years, I top it 140. I've never known anyone personally in my circle in my entire life who's made $250K. I know people who with masters and made 6 figures. They're married, they're dual income. I've been dual income my entire life.
You got to get some more friends.
I've had jobs where I made $85K. I have jobs where I made $90K. I have jobs where I made $50K and $60K. But when my wife was here, we made what we made. Been dual income my entire life. And together, we had the perfect life. People get on here and they hype up things that they never know about. I've been in these circles. I know people who are self-made. I don't have a running circle of people who made $250K. I got a great of quality friends from the military who's retired. Them and their spouse, they're living fabulous. They're living within their means. On an average day, if I want to go to Gucci and buy Gucci, fine. If I want to drive my BMW, fine. If I want to drive a Honda, fine. If I want to send my young adult children what I do every month to be a father, to assist them, not because they need it, there's a difference. You have women that come on this page with writings on the wall, no curtains, bad furniture, bad hairdos, bad everything, bad baby daddies with men that they're allowed to see them that know they wasn't shit. Now you want more. Let's be realistic. I walk right past you all day. We ain't even gonna have the same conversation. We're not even in the same clubs. We're not even in the same stores. I've been shopping at the same top sales stores for the past 20 years. I'm not gonna meet majority, 60% of people who's on your page who want this high income. First of all, I don't shop at City Trends. I don't shop at Target.
I'm gonna pause it right there for a second because, and I stand by this. I said that the money conversation is the biggest barrier we have in dating. I feel like in the new way of dating. I saw you wanted to say a lot of things. You kept saying that you need to get a new circle of friends.
First of all, you do need to get a new circle in the 50s, and you don't know nobody make 250. You know, I guess he was trying to say that it wasn't his norm. Or maybe I just have a blessed circle of friends, and that might be the thing. So I don't want to take my, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Go ahead.
But I know a lot of people who make over $200,000 that are much younger than he is. You know what I'm saying? So those men do exist. Those guys do exist. Now, what they looking for, you know what I'm saying, that may be changed, or they may have a lot of options. They may not be ready to settle down because they know it's not a lot of them that can do that. So that may be the thing. But I don't know. I think with this,
I feel like I want to add on to what you're saying because I don't want to. Wait, go ahead. If you had another thought, I'll wait.
No, go to the money. My next thought was something else that I would notice.
With the money portion, this is what I've learned. I literally have been probably in every tax bracket that you can think of. So, like every tax bracket I've been. Right.
You've lived them all.
I grew. I worked through them all. There was a time, I'm in my first radio job, I made $20,000. And my salary was $20K, and they expected me to make $20K like in appearances, because in radio, you know, you have live things. So I had a hardcore 20,000 salary, and then 20,000 was gonna be the extra amount. So it was a 40,000 job. My first full-time job out of college. And my mother, I remember my mother, rest her soul, because I was going, she's like, how are you gonna live off of $40,000? And I was like, Ma, I'll just become a stripper if I can't, like, joke with it or whatever. Now I'm blessed enough to say I can't even imagine. Like I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna talk. I don't want to talk about money. But what I will say is the internet connects us all, and this is where it gets a challenge, right? Because for real life, that is his, and that's not a bad salary. 100K plus circle, that's not a bad salary. But you can't put that on everybody watching. Like now I'm in a circle where people make more than 140K a month. Like if it's a bad month if you cashing out 140K. So I think what happened is this: we have this big soundboard, and now we're all hearing other people's realities, and we're judging their reality because it doesn't align with ours. Instead of just saying, "Oh, that's her reality," you know. And he went to, and he brought up this money thing because I am gonna have to kind of bring up my money to a certain degree because he said something, but I feel like that's the biggest thing. That's why it's just like play in the lane that wants to play with you.
Yeah, I think you definitely should date close to your. I guess I don't know. I'm torn on when it comes to money, Kendra, and the reason I'm torn is because money is different things for each gender. Okay, like with guys, the more money you got, the more access you got. I don't care how ugly you look. I don't care how you could be missing your teeth. You can stink a little bit, but if you got enough money, you can get a beautiful woman, and you can get them to do as you like from a guy's perspective. Okay. Yeah. Now, on the other side of things, on the woman, beauty is almost a woman's currency. Does that make sense? So
no. Can I jump in? I'll take the money over. Let me tell you why I take the money over the beauty any day of the week. Because the beauty, you're still trying to cash out. You're trying to find a person with money that's going to provide this life that you want to live. And if you have your own money, you don't got to look for somebody with money. You can live the life that you want to live. So I stand on.
No, you talking about living. I'm talking about relationship, though. What I'm trying to say is the money can make a man, can make a woman. You can be with a woman with a lot of money and be in the relationship that you want because you have the money. What I'm saying is, when a woman has a lot of money, she can't buy her relationship, though.
She does, though. Look at Kris Jenner. You think Corey Gamble is there because of love, or he's there because he gets to go to Paris and Spain? And I think, listen, I do hear what you're saying.
I see what you're saying, but I'm saying now we're using Kris Jenner is like a super me. I mean, I'll go with Oprah right now if she wants to, but that's a different level.
You leave everybody for Oprah?
Right now.
Okay, you're making right
how
now?
Much? Right now, I lead this live. I just walk out, and the screen's still gonna be on.
Well, okay. So with that being said, you're making.
But
go ahead.
I am making your point, but that's a certain level of money. I'm talking about, like, if we're talking like you see women that be like, oh, I make X amount of dollars, but I'm still single. You don't see guys saying I make X amount of dollars and I'm still single. I make X amount of dollars and I'm trying to figure out which one I want. Does that make sense?
Right, but he's still single, so he's still just. But even you talked about that, and I don't want to keep beating up on Shannon Sharpe, but even you said a man like Shannon Sharpe has all the money in the world, and look what he's going through because he had all the money in the world, and you said a man like him should be married. So
yeah, after I believe after a certain age, when you have money, you should get married because it's safer, especially if you're Black. You get to a certain level, and like I think Shannon Sharpe's multimillionaire, and with the fame too. You know that you're become a target and you just out here loose. I don't think you should be out here like that. I think you should have it tight.
I feel like here's the deal. And I know I host a dating show, but the most important relationship is the relationship with yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And I was raised by both of my parents, and my father really raised me with the mindset of how men think, and he raised me to be a woman that can stand on my own 2 feet. And he said, you need to figure out, no matter what you want in life, figure out how you can get it on your own. And the reason why I stand on that, to me, as a woman, if you want to live a certain way, figure out a way that your own bank account could do it, because now you're not at a man's beck and call. Yes, right. There is a pretty privilege. There's no diss to that. But you also have to tolerate a lot that goes on in the pretty privileged world. If you want to leave a man, but you want to still live the lifestyle, well, you can't leave. Because you want to still fly first class, you want your rent paid, literally, we're watching what's going on with Cassie and Diddy right now. Like, this girl was gorgeous beyond measure, and we're gonna see how this trial plays out. But we're learning, and before I even knew, let me tell you this, before the trial even happened with Diddy and Cassie, I used to use him as an example because I didn't know the darkness of it, but I knew he was a billionaire, and she left him for a personal trainer. So if you're gonna walk away from a billionaire for a personal trainer, the money wasn't enough to keep you happy.
It wasn't, right.
So I just stand on this. I've been in a lot of rooms with beautiful women who are there because of their looks. And this is no diss to them, but I also understand what they're tolerating too, because I see the disrespect and I see how they have to stomach it if they want to keep this lifestyle going. Now, if you got your own coin, you can make your own decision. So yes, in dating, you are correct. Yes, you're dating.
So why I gotta ask the question then? Why work so hard to become successful, right? As a woman, right? You work so hard to come and to amass this, and so you can have your freedom. Mm-hmm. But then you want a man that matches that same money. Like, guys, if you're a rich guy, and you got money, you'll take a woman that it don't matter how much she make. You just want the woman. You know what I'm saying? How come women want the guy to have the same or more than what generally speaking? Okay. Why does a woman want, like, she'd be like, I make 200K, so he got to make 250K. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that?
I can answer that 2 things. Because logically, see, this is where the flip side is. When a man makes a certain amount of money, he goes into it as I'm the provider. So as long as you fit into my lifestyle, I'm paying for everything. You're gonna have my kids. You're gonna get my last name. I'm like, that's how men were taught to be raised. Women are not taught to be providers, right? It's not like, okay, first of all, you have to give birth. This is why Rihanna, A$AP Rocky are not married, right? They have a great, I believe they'll be together to the end of time. They have a wonderful relationship, but they may never get legally married just due to her business, child. She a billionaire. It might not be wise for her to get married. And that's another conversation. But most women are like, if I make $250K, you got to make $250K because I'm not going to pay for you. You know, you're not going to live off of me. I don't want to change my lifestyle. So that's the mindset, right? On the flip side, I believe a lot of these women have never dated those men because if they did, they would not be requesting it as much because the whole incentive of a man that makes a certain amount of money is his money, right? So that's his go-to of how he controls you. He might cheat on you. He gonna buy you a Chanel bag. Oh, he ain't come on last night. He gonna take you on a trip. Like his money is his currency to get you over the bullshit if he really cares about you. Now, when you have your own money, you can't be bought off. All you can be is loving, caring, kind, and all those things. But that's sometimes the hardest thing for a rich man to do. It's harder for him to be genuine, kind, faithful. It's easier for him to throw $10,000 at you and have you shut up and be happy. But what if you don't need that $10,000 because you got your own? So now it's this challenge, right? I think that what is happening is I literally want more women to experience these men so they can know what I already know. You're not going to like this man at the end. He's going to be very cocky, very controlling, very much is my way or the highway. The women that lock in with these men, they play their position. And a lot of women are outside looking in. Like how many women were outside looking in at Cassie's life? Like, oh, he chose a non-Black girl. Oh, she got to go to Paris. Jealous. That's what happens. This is what's going on right now. People are jealous of other people's life and they have no idea what everybody is going through to maintain it and what she's dealing with. Cassie gotta get peed in her mouth by some man that he paid, and then all you seeing is Fashion Week and her and the ladies. And you like, why he didn't choose a Black girl? Because a Black girl ain't going for that shit.
Yeah, you ain't see the pee mouth. Yeah,
like all that's happening is people are just looking in other people's lives saying, why not me? And you have no idea what the people are going through in those worlds. So I actually want more women to get these men so they can understand what comes along with it. And then it won't be your request anymore.
Ooh,
let's go back. Who was preaching today?
That's truth though.
No, it is truth. I know what comes along with it, but I think more people got to experience it for themselves. That's one thing I've learned. Like, experience is the best teacher. Me and Zach going on a lot, and I'm going to try to get through all of Terrence. If we can't, it's okay. Let me see where we at.
Okay. It's more Terrence.
We ain't even buying furniture to say.
No, let's go. No, let's do it. Let's keep going.
Okay, yeah. This morning, what is your time so I can know?
I'm good.
Okay. Let me go. Oh, it is more than Terrence.
I stay in my tax bracket, but you entertain these women with unrealistic things.
Okay, now let me jump in.
Jump in.
Okay, respectfully so. Your reality is your reality, right? I'm gonna take myself out. Listen. Now, when you're gonna give me the respect because I gave you the respect.
Absolutely.
What you have to honor is your reality, and that is fair. I roll in a circle where you make more than 140K in a month. That's just the reality of what it is, right?
That's
so
your circle.
I say that to say there are women who do well financially. Because they do well financially, they want a partner that does well financially. Now, I'm not even saying they're going to get that. And I'm going to agree with you. Here's the deal. I'm going to agree with you. There are women who may never get the request that they put on my show. But on the flip side, there's so much conversation about the women with unrealistic expectations. How come the men don't talk about the men that come on my show that also have unrealistic expectations? Because there's also men who request women that they will never get in a lifetime. And that's where I feel like it's not equal. There is, yes, there's delusional women on my show. There's also an equal amount of delusional men who request women that they will never get. And I hear enough conversation about y'all talking about that.
Wait. Here's the reality for those delusional men that come on your show. I've been having sex with women since I've been 10 years old. I've dated
sex since 10.
top tier. I've dated women who made high figures, women who made low figures. They all the same in America. They don't want to swipe their card. They want a man to do everything. Majority of those men, those are the guys who go to the strip clubs. I can count on one hand how many times in 51 years I've been to a strip club.
But you go to the bus?
If I lived in Atlanta, I wouldn't go to a strip club. I'm 51. I might be 80 pounds overweight. My hairline might be receding. I didn't shave it. But let me tell you something. I tell young men, I tell old men, get a personality, make a woman laugh, have a sense of humor, have morals, values, and integrity. And obviously, yes, of course, having a bank account does help you. But at the end of the day, what is going to keep you loving that person? The money, when the money's gone, it's gone. Period. Money ain't gonna keep nobody happy. We got the most richest people in this country getting divorced. If Bill Gates can't keep his wife happy, what do you think the motherfucking UPS could do? But the reality is though, is morals, integrity, values. I express this to my own daughters on daily. My daughter is 25, beautiful, graduated college. And you know what I tell my daughters? Don't get fat and learn to control and turn the knob down on your fucking self-righteous woman independent shit. I tell them that wholeheartedly. 3 things. I was married for 20 years. And something that my wife never, ever did. Whether I was making this much money or this much money, she never beat me up. She was supportive in every aspect. When I came home, she greeted me with open arms, no matter how much money I made or how less I made.
I want to start right there. I want to say this. I agree with a lot of things Terrence had just said. And
I agree with that.
Yeah, I want to make sure because although there's things I disagree with, I do agree with some of the things that he is saying. But where it gets tricky is he's saying things like morals, moral standards and all of that. And I actually agree with that. But maybe the woman that might have 2 kids is the woman that has moral standards and the good characteristics, but you're going to count her out because she has 2 kids. Now, that's
not if she fine and nasty. But go ahead. That's okay, gonna get you right. Fine and nasty gets you right back into the game. But go ahead.
Right. I stand on the type of girl that he's probably trying to lock in with now is probably probably a woman that is extremely attractive or whatever the case may be. It may not have these morals or standards or integrity that he's speaking on. It's like men say this, but they don't date with that first. No one does. Everyone dates with attraction first, right?
Yeah.
But when you date with attraction first, attraction doesn't always equal, the morals, the standards, and all those things. There's a movie. Remember that movie back in the day with Queen Latifah and Common? It was like he was a basketball player.
Mr. Right.
What was it called? Mr. Right?
I think it was called Mr. Right.
Mr. Right. It's kind of what I'm trying to describe. Queen Latifah had the integrity. She was there from. She was cheering from, but she wasn't as cute as her cousin, who was played by Paula Patton. And then he ended up engaging Paula Patton and realized that she didn't have the substance to stand with that really mattered the most with him. And then he went back to Queen Latifah. So I feel like
that was a movie.
It was. Exactly. So here's my point. I'm all about accountability, baby. Except for whatever you're going after. You can't get mad at this beautiful girl that you want and she got desires by other men and you're not going to be the man she's going to fall in line for. She's not going to fall in line for you because she got other men pursuing her because she that cold. Now, the woman that might want to fall in line for you, you're Xing out because she got baby daddies or whatever.
Yeah, It's a balance, Kendra. It's not. It's men kind of we mix it the way men kind of think, Kendra. The way we mix our choosing who we gonna be with. We it's a concoction. It's like 40% looks, and then 30-40% how she treat me. 20% the so yeah, you can be fine all day, but if you treat me like you talking about, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But if you a little lower in the look side, but you nasty, you treat me like a king, and that's gonna bring you up. But what you can't be, that's when he said something that I thought that he said that was true. When he said, don't get fat and turn down the attitude stuff. What he was trying to say, and everybody had disclaimer, everybody's different sizes. When he's fat to different people can be different things. We all fluctuate weight at times. Everybody understands that. But I guess what he's trying to say is put your best self forward. Like stay active, stay in the gym, whatever your best self is. Because guess what? Lizzo got dudes just like this person. Lizzo lost a lot of weight. She's still a big girl, but guess what? Now she's at her best bigness. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice. Monique lost the weight. She at her best bigness. That's all we're saying. Is just be the best you. But the turn the thing down was basically saying like, don't be so combative. Make it a little, make things a little bit easier.
Yes.
And use what women I think sometimes don't use is like y'all are so like we want to do everything for y'all. Like we love to feel needed, but you have to present it in a way where I want to do it. A lot of times it's like you do this or da da da, and it's met so aggressive that now our masculine energy comes out and and now we're just clashing and both being aggressive, opposed to y'all are so smart. Use your feminine energy and your charm to get that man to do whatever you want him to do, because we will. Just make us feel good about it. That's it.
Okay.
And sometimes people don't want to stroke the ego, but that's part of it.
I agree with that male advice. I want to go back to Terrence, but I do want to ask this question. If the man, because numbers are in the male's favors, right? There's probably like 20 women to every one guy. That's not the truth for every woman, right? She doesn't have that many options in that pool. I get confused with the math equation. Why would it be so hard to close a deal with a woman of your liking if you have so many to choose from?
You said, why is it hard to close a deal of a woman of your liking if there's so many to choose from? That's a good question, because you want it to work. So you may like her from a physical standpoint, but like you said, the other things are off, or she has an attitude, or she got too many children, or she expects you to jump through hoops. I stopped talking to a girl once because she kept telling me to plan a date, and it was really bothering me. We had went on 3 dates, and she told me for the first time, plan a date. You need to plan a date. Like every time we talk, I was like, man, I took you on 3 dates. You can't come over here and watch Netflix with me? That's crazy. I don't think you like me like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think she had been, played with before and was trying to put her foot down. And sometimes when you do that, you threw off a good person, because now I'm done with you. I done moved on. So it takes time for you to find that match. And I think that's on both sides, even with us having more. Yeah, it seems like we have more options, but do you want them?
Can I actually?
Men pick the finest thing that like them and treat them right. I think that's the simplest way to put it. The finest, nicest woman that like them. That's what we pick as our wife.
Let me ask you this. Is it fair to say that every man can't get the girl of their dreams?
You ain't gonna get what is the girl of our dreams? I don't know what that means.
Okay, the girl that they want. Is it do you think that every man gets to pick the girl that he wants?
No, it's not fair. See, everybody thinks it's fair. It's not fair for men or women. You're not just gonna get the girl of your dreams, this supermodel who cooks gourmet meals, fine, nasty, no kids, don't do it. It's not. You're not gonna get that. You have to work with what you work with.
See, they love you, Zach. See how Zach knows how to explain it from a male's perspective and make it not sound offensive. See, I think this is why you have no problem in the dating space, and this is what I'm trying to convey: is you could say the same thing, but make it welcoming to women. The way Terrence is coming across, no woman wants to be with that.
Because he's on attack mode.
Yeah.
He's the version of what he's talking about he don't like. So
Right.
that's exactly what he's doing right now, where he's like, women coming out here doing this and doing that. But you know why? It's because he didn't get the response that he wanted the first time. He came on, he said, I'm gonna do the humble thing. He didn't get the response that he wanted. Some women was criticizing him, and now he went straight 3 bourbon man in. And then he said, I'm gonna turn up, you know. But that's really what he's projecting. He's projecting what he doesn't like about women. You see how he's coming? Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Especially you sitting up there with a beer belly, like you said, ain't got your hair thing down, and you talking about, yeah, y'all should be asking for that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. You're not gonna get a quality woman talking like that. It's no quality woman gonna sit there and watch that and be like, I want that man. That's the man I want to be with.
And that's but I want to say this, then we're gonna go back to Terrence. And
okay,
that's
go ahead.
The point that I'm always trying to say is that no man has proven that when they talk like that, they have a woman that just sits in line and goes for it.
No.
Like, that's the whole thing. Like, all these conversations for the men that talk like Terrence, he's in the end, he has to pay for a happy ending because he can't get a woman to be his woman and fall in line like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you could feel a certain way, but then all of a sudden, like, I feel like his first interview would have got him more opportunities. This interview right now, you're just an asshole. Who wants to be, and nobody, male or female, wants to be with an asshole. We grown.
But he's upset. See, a couple things that I've realized, he's really mad right now. So the liquor is bringing out the anger that he's having within. And I tell women this, and you can go by it or not. You know, some guys are drinkers and stuff like that. But I always have to watch people that I see drink by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they might be going through some things. I'm not saying that's his case. I don't know him. But if you see somebody 3-4 drinks in by themselves, what's going on? Who else over here? Ain't nobody else over here. You just over here lit by yourself. I always be like, that's a red flag. Now, I might have a taste every now and then if I want to watch the game or something, but I'm still going to be with somebody. Maybe that's just me. I don't drink by myself. You know what I'm saying? That's
a sign of depression.
That's tough. Like, yeah, to go and just to continue to pour up by yourself is like, you're not going to go to a bar. Like, I understand socially, but by yourself is a sign of depression, in my opinion. But we ain't no therapist, so I don't know.
Oh yeah. I always say that. We're not a therapist.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Ooh, you still there, Zach?
Hold on, Kendra. Hold on. I lost you.
I can see your name.
Hold on. Can you see me?
Yes.
Am I still on?
I can't see you. Let me see how much more time is left on the Terrence. I think it might be like 10 minutes. I'm going to try to run through it. Because I do want to get to the last parts. Oh, Zach got disconnected. So let's wait for Zach to get back on. Oh, I wanted to read this. Somebody was on. While we're waiting for Zach, somebody paid a question. And Dream said, I really wish y'all would stop equating a rich man to a poor attitude when poor men do the same. The women tell you they dated the poor man. He still cheated and abused. Just be careful, period. I mean, this goes to the narrative of I'd rather cry in what is it? I'd rather cry in a Rolls Royce than a Honda. Oh, wait. I think Zach is back. I got to add you. I'm adding you. I think I added you, Zach, your new one.
I'm back.
You're back?
Yeah, hold on. I am back. I'm back. You can see it. I'm just setting my headphones back up.
Okay.
But I'm back.
Dreaming, I guess, I mean, I hear this a lot. Like, poor man cheat too. Child, how about this? Just don't cheat yourself. Just don't cheat yourself. Because it could go, I guess there is truth there. Poor man gonna act up too. Everybody treats you the way you treat yourself. So
go. Yeah, go.
Huh? Yeah.
Go who treats you good.
Yeah. Like, and once you learn that, I think the best way to date healthy is you got to be okay with being by yourself. This doesn't mean that you're a bitch, but if you're okay in the end of being single, that's the healthiest dating, because you're able to walk away if you're not being treated right. You have to be whole and love yourself first. People are only if you are mad at how the world is treating you or how anyone's treating you, go get a mirror and say, okay, what am I doing to set this tone? Let me reset this tone and let me redo my standards so I could begin to attract better. Literally, everybody is a reflection of you. And if you get that part together, everything else is easy.
Yep.
But
Those
you gotta
who treat you the best.
Yeah, but I will say dating is, I mean, you could be wise and then you might have to be single until a moment, because your standards are your standards. Now, if your standards are he gotta have a spaceship, then that's on you, girlfriend. I can't do nothing about that. Elon Musk, call him. He giving out babies every week, it seemed like, child. He got so many damn kids. But if you got unrealistic expectations, that's one thing. But if you have a spiritual requirement, I got to be treated a certain way, then you got to start living by that and then start attracting that.
And go where the people at. Go. A lot of women I see don't date and then be like, I'm not dating. But you don't really go outside. You don't date. And when you do go outside, you go into the club. That's where the cheating men at.
Oh yeah. I do. Somebody, Dr. Des says, I respectfully disagree with Zach on the idea that drinking alone is necessarily a sign of depression. It can simply be a personal choice or a way to unwind, not always a red flag.
Sound like a true drinker, spoken like a true drinker. I know that's right. Cheers.
Dr. Des,
I'm just messing with you, Dr. Des.
No, but I'm going to say this. Wine with a meal, I think that's fine. But if you get drunk by yourself, I'm co-signing Zach. Anybody that I knew that used to get drunk by themselves has some real issues.
Everybody I know that get drunk by themselves is definitely not. Like you said, one, having a taste of beer, two, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you sitting there lit by yourself. Yeah, it's something going on.
Yeah, I think there's something going on. Like, yes, one drink with your meal, and you just unwinding. I agree with you, Dr. Des.
Especially if you're drunk and you're like, I'm about to tell Kendra how I feel.
Yeah, like you in a house, you just doing bourbon after. That's some real issues. That's some real issues right there. And I just want to say this is coming to my spirit. Although there's things that I didn't agree with Terrence, I want to say I am sympathetic. Like, he lost his wife. I'm not sure how many years have passed since, but he's the man who had a wife, and he's only technically single because she passed away. And from the story he told me the first time, he was there to her dying day. Like, he really cared for this woman. So now now he's in this new world of dating, and it's like, it's a new breed out here. It's a new breed. 2025 women ain't the women for 25 years ago.
And I really feel sorry for my brother Terrence. And I'm gonna tell you why, because it's like, he thought he was gonna be with probably thought he was gonna be with his wife for the rest of his life, and you think you don't have to go back outside. And then unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but unfortunately she passes away. Now you gotta go back out.
Yeah.
It's like, again, I gotta deal with this again. I just, for sure, I have empathy in that space for him.
Yeah, I do. I think my empathy is gonna go away in a second, though. Let me finish.
It's a sense of integrity and morals and values, and put it on bullshit. Most of your clients on this page here, they never grew up shopping at Gucci, Louis, driving BMWs. They were driving Chevrolets and Hondas. Now they get money. Now they think everyone should fall in line. They're lying to themselves. Be truthful with yourself. I got a BMW outside right now. I got to put it in the shop. It's going to cost me $8,500 to get fixed. But I got my point A to point B, the Honda that's paid for. I get back and forth there. Bringing $8,500 a month. How many people on your line right now say they bring in $8,500 a month? And I only work 6 months out the year if I want to.
I would say
there's a difference. See, they want to live in a reality that's not true.
Well, this is what I will say, Terrence. There are some things that you're saying that I do agree with. And the thing I agree with the most is the integrity and the character. And I also stand on that there's just not enough men to go around for the type of man.
There's enough. Hold on,
Terrence, you're not gonna overtalk me because when you talk. All right. Okay. I do stand on, and I agree with you. There's not enough
enough type of guy, that one type of guy for every woman that desires him. And I also think that a lot of women that desires this guy that makes a certain amount of money, I emotionally feel as though they never dated it, because if they did date it, they would know what comes along with it, and it comes along with a lot. Absolutely. I think that I can agree with you. Social media has changed the bar. People are watching other people's relationships. I say this all the time. It's just the highlight reel. You have no idea what she's dealing with, what she went through, what they went through. Terrence, you can talk once I'm done. So I agree with you in that manner that the game has changed and there are unrealistic expectations. But the great thing about my show is the reality will tell you. I put yourself out there, and if the request is out there, and if it comes calling, then you know your answer. If it doesn't come calling, then you know your answer. So I don't stand on the fact of me lying, but there's one thing I do want to say to this. We could say there's not enough men, right, for the type, not enough type of guy for the woman that wants that guy, right? I think we agree with that, right? The type of guy that most women are requesting, there aren't enough. Do you agree with that, Terrence?
No, I don't, because here's the thing.
Oh, hold on, pause. Okay, so you're saying that every woman that wants a man that makes $100K or more, handsome, great sex, there's enough of that guy to go to every woman?
Here's the thing. The woman who's requesting a 100K man, she ain't never made 100K. So how you requesting something you ain't never had?
No, I disagree with that, because there's women that do make that.
I've been on this earth 51 years. Let me tell you something. I've worked and I have an exceptional career my entire life. And the majority of your audience, if you had 100 of them in the room, I promise you, 60 of them have never been in a room making 100K. What it is they need to be reality. Here's the thing. When you combine two people together who make 50 and 60 together,
I'm gonna bring him. I'm gonna let him finish, but this is the part I think a lot of men have a hard time accepting. There are women who make a lot of money. Like, when I have my live events, I just did a live event at DC, and I had at least 3 or 4 girls who were making more than 150K on their own. So I think, fellas, yes, there are some women who don't, but this exists. We're in a different world. Girls are becoming millionaires off of lashes, child. It just is what it is. And I think good.
The issue is everybody wants the same guy. Right. It ain't enough of that guy.
That's what I was saying.
Around.
Right.
Yeah. Everybody wants the same man. 6 feet, 6 tall, dark, this, that, good teeth, take care of it. That's not gonna. Everybody ain't that. And everybody want him, from the women who make over 100K, the ones who make less than 100K, the one that make $1 million, the one that make that on welfare. Everybody wants the same man.
That's what I was trying to get at. Is that?
Yeah. I think that's what you was trying to say, but he was so ready to go because he on that. I'm telling you, on that yak.
He on that yak. He on the it's bourbon.
You're at 110. You take 20% of taxes out of that, you're at 98. If you're living within your means, you got 1 child or 2 child, you're doing exceptionally well. You know how I know this? It's because that's been my entire life.
But Terrence, listen, I have to say this. Your reality is your reality. You cannot speak for everybody's reality.
But see, here's the thing. What I can speak on is people who don't even need a 5-star restaurants. I've been at 5-star restaurants since I've been 25. I'm now 51.
But I will say this, though. I want to say this. There's a majority you're talking about that exists, but there are women who, and because they live this lifestyle in their bank accounts, that's why they want a partner equal. There are women who are making 100K or more, and they're living that lifestyle. Like, that is a true fact.
The ones who's on your show with 5 and 6 kids, with 5 and 6 baby daddies, who ain't never made that money, now they want a guy to make 6 figures. Them ain't the ones I'm talking about. Okay, now you got a 2%. You got 2% or 3% women who come on your show who's making that. The other 75%, they working at Verizon, Target. They're not exceptional. But 5, 6 baby, 6 of them. Them ones right there with no curtains in the back, living in the basic apartments.
Let me ask you this question. So the woman that does make 100K or more, do you say she deserves a man that makes that or more?
See, you want to put a price on what
no,
a person makes.
I'm asking you a question right now. I'm asking you a direct question because You're speaking a lot about the women who you say don't make 100K. So now I'm trying to get your opinion.
Let me
If
tell
a
you
woman
something.
does
If
make,
you put a price,
Terrence, you gotta learn respect. Now I'm not gonna say it too many more times. When you talk, I allow you to talk on my platform. Now the question stands. If a woman makes 150K or more, do you think that woman deserves a man that makes 150K or more?
I think she deserves a man who's going to love her with morals, values, and integrity. You can't put a price on that.
Okay, so then why do you keep bringing up that this woman doesn't make that, so she shouldn't ask for that? Because that's what you're saying.
Because when you come into there, when you got 6 and 5 basket little kids from 5, 6 little different baby daddies who ain't never did nothing but penitentiary time, sell drugs, and be gangbangers. Don't come to me now and you want to find your Russell Wilson. You passed up on the Russell Wilsons. Now later in life, now you want the Russell Wilsons.
Okay, real quick, pause. Y'all gonna stop acting like Russell Wilson is an average man. Russell Wilson is not in everybody. Russell Wilson is a multi-millionaire. I think he make more money in the future. Men throw out Russell Wilson like he is the average Joe. He is an exceptional human being. Put him in the conversations when you're talking about Jay-Z. Okay, he is not no average guy.
No, that wasn't what he was saying, Kendra. He was saying you want your Russell Wilson, basically saying you want the good guy. He's saying that I don't think it's from a financial standpoint. He's saying you passed up on the bad guy. You passed up on you procreated with the bad guy, and now you want the good guy. So that's the whole future Russell Wilson thing that we see is you pick the dude with the 5 baby mamas before you had a baby with him. Okay, he didn't act right. And in Sierra's beautiful story, she found her knight in shining armor, a Russell Wilson who accept that, her child with busing, and they have a beautiful life together. So what a lot of guys be saying is that's not going to be everybody's reality. Okay, and he's right. What he said also that I thought was right. He said, "No, I want women." I'm trying to get through the drunkenness, but he said, "Value." He was like, "No, I want." You asked him about the woman making 150,000. Right. He said, "No, I think she deserves somebody with respect, values, and this." Okay, I think those are the things that everybody should be looking for. But a lot of times, what he's talking about is how women disqualify men because they're corny, they don't make enough, or this, and they actually are the ones who have the values, the values to treat you right. So that's where he was saying where there is enough men for the women. The problem is y'all don't want those guys who want you.
You are correct. Now, what I rebuttal that with is men disqualify those women because maybe she's not as in shape. You know, maybe she's not as pretty as the other girl that you're trying to get to act a certain way. So yes, women are disqualifying men because of money, and men are disqualifying good-hearted substance women because of looks and other things. So 2 things could be true, because I feel like
that happens a lot. What you said happens a lot. I know. One of my friends, he's he makes money. He's a handsome guy, but he's disqualified good women because he didn't think she was pretty enough. I've seen that happen.
Yeah,
and she was a good woman, and she was a cute girl, but he was like, "No, I want to." Okay, well, you keep playing over there, you're gonna get what come with that.
My point exactly. So, and that's why I say that there's also delusional men that we just don't. So I agree. So both things are true. Like both things are true. And I just think that if you want to close the deal, at some point in time, somebody has to bend, right? We're almost done with Terrence. Because I end up hanging up on him.
Okay.
Well, hung up on?
One last question.
Give respectfully. Most men who of integrity and value in life, they don't care what women make. They don't. I signed my check over to my woman. My woman told me when to spend, when not to spend. It ain't about money for men. This is real talk. This is before Kevin Samuels. It's not about the dollar. See, women make it about the dollar. Men want a woman to come home that says peace and is happy, and she's happy to see that. See, a woman could get up and leave and say, "I don't want to be here no more." A man will love that woman wholeheartedly, whether she's big, thin, tall, hair loss or not. Women don't do that for men.
Let me jump in.
There's a difference.
And I kind of
Kendra,
said
are
that.
you married yet? Are you married yet?
Terrence,
Are you married yet?
Terrence. Now, let me
I
finish
just
what I'm
asked
about
if
to
you was
say.
engaged yet. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get the
What is
company
okay?
on my
Well,
side.
let's get there. What does that have to do with anything? What's the point you're trying to make?
Truth be told, Kendra,
Yeah, I can.
a single person can never tell married people what they go through because you've been single your entire life.
I'm not trying to tell. First of all, the show. Okay, I'm happy you said that. The show is called Singles. It's not called Married. So
I know.
what
I'm
are you
hoping to
talking
be
about?
married.
I don't
Can I
host the
find me
show.
a single?
I don't
Can
host the
I find
show
me a
for married
single?
people.
You know what, Kendra? I lied. I'll take 5 children. I'll be a great stepdaddy, Kendra. I'm
Terrence,
sorry.
no,
Okay, we're gonna continue, but obviously, this is where we're about to go all the way left.
Yeah, I can tell this about to go. This ain't gonna
We're
go
about to go
good.
left. So I'm happy this happened though, because I see this comment and the questions at times. Am I married? Why am I not married? People, this is a dating show that I created when I became single during COVID. The show would never even exist if I didn't become single during COVID. It's the whole reason me being single is the birth to the
Right.
show. So this is not an advice show. I've said this 1,000 times. I don't say I'm a life coach. I'm a journalist who turned to hosting a dating show. Now we have a dating app, and it's called Can Be Singles. So all these people that are always talking about, I believe a married person can't even host my show, to be quite honest, because you're so detached to what single people go through in these days. So listen, and guess what? There's plenty of relationship shows hosted by married people. Y'all don't watch them. I don't know why. I don't watch them, but y'all should watch them because they exist. There's married couples hosting shows. Let me tell you why y'all don't watch them. Because they boring. They boring. Because a lot of y'all, I've been saying this a lot of times. Y'all kind of want to be married, but y'all don't really want to be married. Y'all want the fantasy of marriage. Y'all want the reality of marriage. I used to bring married couples on my show, and the viewings would go down because they didn't really want to hear what 2 happy people had to say about their lives. So if you're here, it's because you're single. And if you're not single when you're here, that's just on you. Like I know married people watch the show. Shout outs to you. I know people that are in relationships watch the show. Shout outs to you. But it's never changed. The purpose of the show has always been for single people. So I have no idea how that's.
I mean, he knew that. He knew that. He was just trying to throw shade. He was trying to disqualify. He was just saying that to disqualify what you were getting ready to say. So that was his big joker of like, I'm right because I've been married. That's what he was trying to do. But I mean, I'm happy for him.
This is the last part. This is when I end up hanging up.
Oh, okay. Oh, you hung up on him? Okay, let's see.
Yeah, this is the last part. This will be we'll stop after I hang up on him.
No, Terrence. I'm trying to work with you because I want you to no, you're fine. Nothing you say offends me. For all the married comments, my show is created for single people. It's called Singles. I never said I was giving advice.
Why is our culture?
Hold on, don't overtalk me. Don't overtalk me.
All right.
And don't worry about if I'm gonna get married. You're not in that tax bracket, baby. Okay? Don't worry about that. This is a business over here. Because guess what? Are you saying? Let me ask you a question. Would you say 50 Cent should be married?
50 Cent?
Yeah.
The rapper, drug dealer who turned business minded, like Jay.
Do you think he should be a married man?
No, because he's smart. Because he's smart.
Tell me why. Okay, tell me why.
He has nothing to gain by marrying any woman.
Okay,
just like a man like me, I have nothing to gain by marrying any woman. It's a choice to honestly choose her to be my life companion. If he married anyone, it's for companionship. She, at the end of the day, he done did the hard part. Men, we done did the hard part. Women always, they lead with what? Provider. It's not about, oh, is this man gonna love me when I'm fucking 40 pounds overweight and I got alopecia and I'm losing my hair and I don't know how to boil water? You think 50 Cent need a wife? Please, he can go to Mama Son like I did tonight for $130 and be happy. I got a great massage. I can go twice a week and be happy. Married for what?
Okay, pause right there. I'm happy. Now respectfully, so hear me out.
Respectfully.
Okay, so when a woman is financially blessed and also has assets, why would you say she needs to be married and align her assets with somebody that makes less money that could potentially try to take her assets one day. So hold on, men give courtesy to other men when they're extremely successful and have a certain bank account and have built businesses. But when a woman shows up and also has assets, a certain bank account, all of a sudden they want to try to say, why aren't you married? They don't give her the same courtesy because a lot of men just don't respect women in that space. Just like it's not wise for 50 Cent to be married, it's also not wise for a lot of women who are doing extremely well and run companies to align their assets and marriage as well.
Can I go? Can I go? Hey, Holly Berry, I'm 51. Holly Berry, the baddest woman ever.
And she's not married to her boyfriend.
What? Shush. Hear me out
no,
right now.
Shush. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. You're not going to.
And that was the end of Terrence, of the shush. I couldn't.
I know you couldn't take it.
Listen, I want you to jump in, but someone said 50 Cent was the worst analogy. No, 50 Cent is the best analogy because I already knew what his answer was going to be because men do this. No, I've never met a man that said 50 Cent should be a husband. Now, one man on this earth would say that because of the reasons Terrence just said. He's built his own empire. He's a multi-millionaire. He could travel the world. Why would he risk his empire by marrying a woman, her leaving him and taking half? It makes all the sense when you're talking about a man. If I may consider a woman, go ahead.
If he doesn't get in the streets, 50's a very disciplined dude. So you could tell. Now, if you out here in the streets, I think it is wise for him to get married because you protect yourself with that wife. Because that's how Shannon Sharp, all the freaky old men are in court or getting sued. Freaky old men get sued. So that's the thing. 50's a disciplined guy, so he probably ain't going for all that, riffraff anyway. But if you over a certain age and you freaky, you going to jail.
But I think, okay, this is true. I see what you're saying. But the biggest point I was trying to make is men understand why other men are single, right? And they almost say he should be single. He should never get married. Like, so again, if that's the case, that's true. Then how can you shame a woman for not being a married woman when you have men who are on record, I don't want to be a husband. So that already knocks out the equilibrium, right? There's men like he said himself, 50 Cent, I don't want to be a husband. It makes no sense. Okay, that's fine. That's your right. So then you can't shame a woman for not being married. He
said that the only reason he would get married is for companionship. Basically saying that's
his choice. It would be his choice to get married.
Yeah.
It would be a gift to her in so many ways because there's no reason. The whole point I'm trying to make is I don't like when men try to shame non-married women without shaming men. Now, if you were a man that feels everybody should be married, and if his answer was like 50 Cent absolutely should be a husband, he should align himself with a black woman and create an empire like Jay-Z and Beyonce did, then his argument would have been more valid. But the fact that you gave grace to a man, you can't then judge a woman who may say, listen, I got a business to think about. There's a whole company over here. I don't got to worry about a Honda Accord or who going to get the dog. I got to worry about who going to run singles live if things don't work out. Like I can't even do my YouTube show because my ex-husband now is he on the live and I own the single part and shit. Now I got to ask him, can I release a card game? Can I do a live show? Like when you have a business, it ain't that simple over here. So I just feel like you cannot shame women. I feel like people all around the board, I know we have to go. We got to just play in the circles that wants to play with you and life is easy. Rock with who wants to rock with you. If somebody don't want to rock with you, don't give no attention and keep going on with your life.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
I can tell when Zach gotta go. All right.
Yeah, I gotta go. Somebody getting ready to come in here.
Okay.
I gotta go.
Yeah, you want to say anything in the closing remark?
Date who wants you.
And there you have
ladies and guys, because guys act like, oh, they can do better. I know you think you can do better because the women on Instagram be fine, but then that don't even be real. They be filtering them pictures. That's not even a real person that you're looking at. So date who like you in real life, and ladies, you date who likes you and treats you with respect in real life, regardless of their finances, as long as they ain't bringing you down. And then you make the decision. Then you make the decision if you want to get married or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a woman like Kendra and you dating a regular dude, got 9 to 5, I wouldn't be mad if I met dude dating you, Kendra. I'd be like, hey, brother, how you doing? But I be like, hey, don't marry him because you know he ain't got that paper like that. So
So you
you
would
know,
tell me not to marry a man that made less than?
I would tell, as your friend, I would tell you not to marry a man that makes less money than you because you've done all the work. You built your company. I would tell a man who makes a ton of money to have. I would tell a woman not to do it at all, and I would tell a man if you are going to marry a woman for love, get your paperwork in order. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense unless y'all are close and y'all are building financially together. Rihanna, it don't make sense. ASAP is probably a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But she's
Yes,
a
he's a millionaire.
billionaire. So it don't, yes, she's having babies with him and everything, and she's creating a family with him. But it doesn't make sense to get tied up in the legal aspect for her because it could go left. And then what? Everything that she's worked for goes down the drain. Mary J. Blige had to pay her her husband. And rich men pay their ex-wives all the time. It just gotta it's gotta make sense. It's gotta make sense. And if you really love me, never mind, I'm getting ready to start. And then
I know
we're
we
gonna
gotta
need
go, but the one thing I want to
we
say,
gotta go.
represented, because I always say this, and I said it in this interview: the men in the comment section are not the men in my real life, and I'm happy you said that because mostly all the men in my real life have advised me to not marry anyone that makes way less than me. They said you could date, you could be happy, you could have a long-term relationship, but don't you dare assign your assets, even with a prenuptial agreement. And every man, and they do all very well. And that's why I say that the men in the comment section, you are not the men in my room. All right.
I wouldn't do it, Kendra. Don't jump out there getting married to some man that you love. Let me tell you something. Love is a feeling, and the feelings change. So, you know, it's got to be some other stuff other than feelings. If that's the case, we can just date them. But
like a Halle Berry. Like a Halle Berry.
Yeah, date them.
Okay, we gotta go. We gave y'all a good recap show. All right, Zach.
Peace.
I appreciate you. Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye. How do I end it? Oh, I didn't end it. Bye, everyone.